Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been hearing from a lot of you about some, shall we say, interview experiences you've had. Some questions you get in an interview can feel off, right? And you know what? Your gut is probably right. So today we're diving into a topic that's super important for both interviewers and interviewees. 10 interview questions you should never ask. We're talking about questions that are not only inappropriate, but could actually be illegal. Let's get right to it. All right, first up is age. It seems obvious, right? But it's amazing how often it comes up. Questions like, how old are you? Or what year did you graduate? Are big no-nos. Your age has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to do the job. Imagine being judged on a number, on something you can't control. It's like asking someone how many freckles they have. Totally irrelevant. Remember, experience and skills come in all ages. I mean, look at me. I didn't become world's best boss. That's a Parks and Rec reference, by the way, overnight, did I? It took time, experience, and maybe a few grey hairs along the way. Now, I get it. Interviewers might be trying to figure out if you're a good fit, but there are better ways to do that. Instead of asking about your age directly, they could ask about your experience in a particular field or how you stay updated on industry trends. See, that's a conversation worth having. And listen, if you're on the receiving end of an age-related question, don't be afraid to politely steer the conversation back to your qualifications. You can say something like, I'm confident that my skills and experience align perfectly with what you're looking for in this role. Boom, mic drop. Okay, next up is a topic close to my heart, family. Listen, I love my wife, Emily Blunt, and our kids more than anything. Being a husband and a dad is the best, but you know what doesn't belong in a job interview? Questions about it. Asking someone if they're married, have kids, or plan to start a family is a one-way ticket to awkward city, and it's not just awkward, it's often illegal. Here's the thing, someone's family plans or relationship status have zero impact on their ability to do their job. Would you ask Meryl Streep if she's available for weekend shoots because of her kids? Okay, bad example, she's a national treasure, but you get the point. What matters is their dedication, their work ethic, their talent. And for anyone out there who's been asked these types of questions, remember, you have the right to keep your personal life private. You can always redirect the conversation back to your professional goals and qualifications. Okay, this next one's important. We're talking about questions related to gender identity and sexual orientation. This should be a no-brainer, people. It's 2025, and everyone deserves to be treated with respect and dignity, regardless of who they are or who they love. Asking someone about their sexual orientation or gender identity in a job interview is not only wildly inappropriate, it's also illegal in many places. Plus, it creates a culture of fear and discrimination. It's like going back in time to when Pam Beesly was afraid to even admit she was an artist. We've come so far since then, and we're not going back. Look, the workplace should be a space where everyone feels safe and valued for who they are, period. And to those who have faced these kinds of questions, you are seen, you are heard, and you are valued. All right, let's talk about another topic that's deeply personal, religion. Just like with someone's sexual orientation or gender identity, their religious beliefs are their own business. It's about respect, folks. Asking questions about someone's religion during a job interview is not only intrusive, it's also illegal in many countries. Your religious practices, the holidays you observe, or the place of worship you attend or don't attend have no bearing on your ability to rock that spreadsheet or close that deal. Remember, a diverse and inclusive workplace celebrates our differences, and that includes respecting everyone's right to practice their faith freely or not at all. Now, let's address a topic that often carries stigma: disabilities. It's 2025, and it's time to ditch the outdated notion that people with disabilities can't contribute meaningfully to the workplace. In fact, they bring unique skills, perspectives, and experiences that make teams stronger and companies more innovative. Asking invasive questions about someone's medical history or potential disabilities is not only insensitive, it's also illegal. In many cases, the focus should always be on someone's abilities and how they can contribute to the team. If you're an interviewer, instead of asking about disabilities, focus on the job requirements and ask candidates how they would approach the work. And if you're a candidate who's been asked inappropriate questions about your health or disability, remember that you have the right to not answer. Okay, folks, let's talk about another area where things can get tricky: nationality and citizenship. While it's understandable for employers to want to ensure candidates are eligible to work in a particular country, the way they ask about this can be a slippery slope. Instead of asking direct questions about someone's place of birth or native language, interviewers can simply state the legal requirements for working in the country and ask if the candidate meets those requirements. It's about being respectful and avoiding assumptions. Remember, talent knows no borders. Let's create workplaces that welcome people from all walks of life. All right, let's be honest, no one likes talking about their finances, especially in a job interview. Questions about your credit score, whether you own or rent your home, or your debt levels are completely off limits. Your financial situation is your own private business and has absolutely no bearing on your ability to perform your job duties. It's like asking someone what kind of car they drive, totally irrelevant to their skills and qualifications. If you're ever faced with these kinds of questions in an interview, it's perfectly acceptable to politely decline to answer. In the age of social media, it's tempting for employers to want to peek behind the curtain and see what candidates are like online. But here's the thing, your social media profiles are your personal space, and employers have no right to demand access or pry into your private life. Asking for your social media passwords, demanding to see private accounts, or even asking about your political affiliations is a major red flag. It's an invasion of privacy and can be discriminatory. Remember, your online presence is your own to manage. Keep it professional, keep it respectful, and keep it yours. We've all had good and bad experiences with previous employers, but a job interview shouldn't turn into a gossip session about past colleagues or bosses. Asking questions like, why did you leave your last job? Or what didn't you like about your previous boss is not only unprofessional, it's also unproductive. The focus of an interview should be on the future, not dwelling on the past. Instead of trying to dig up dirt, interviewers should focus on understanding the candidate's skills, experience, and what they can bring to the table. Finally, let's talk about personal life. While it's natural to want to connect with someone on a personal level, a job interview is not the time or place to ask about their dating life, their hobbies, or how often they go on vacation. These types of questions are not only irrelevant to the job at hand, but they can also make candidates feel uncomfortable and even lead to discrimination. Remember, the focus should always be on the candidate's professional qualifications and their potential to thrive in the role. So there you have it, folks, 10 interview questions that should never be asked. Remember, a job interview is a two-way street. It's about finding the right fit for both the employer and the candidate. If you're ever in an interview and you're asked one of these inappropriate questions, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. You can politely decline to answer or try to redirect the conversation back to your qualifications. Remember, you are talented, you are worthy, and you deserve to be treated with respect. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.